Okay, this is our virtual back to school night. The class is financial literacy. My name is Lyndon Engle. I'm the teacher of the course. Financial literacy is a senior elective. It's a 45-day course, a little different than most of our courses, which are 90-day or full semester courses. They would just have me for one marking period. So I thought, yeah, I'd just take you through what your son or daughter would see when they take this course and what they do on a day-to-day basis. All right. First thing is every day, everybody goes into this folder and they answer a daily attendance question. And that question usually has something to do with what we have done the last couple of days. And really, it's just my way of taking attendance for students that are working from home on that particular day. The next thing they would do if they're working from home is they would go into this daily video lesson folder. I'll just click on it, and you can see there is a video in there for every day. All right, so they would follow what I'm telling them to do on that video, and then they would be basically in that video lesson. It would tell them, which one of the folders they would look into to find the assignment for today and what they're going to be working on for the day. You can see I have a career unit files folder, paycheck and tax return, and then a banking files folder. All right. So maybe I would show you just our syllabus here of what we actually do for the entire course. The first thing is, that career unit. We get started with a resume, a job application, cover letter, thank you letter. We talked a little bit about performing a job interview. Talk about paying for college, getting a job, getting student loans, that type of thing. And we also have a project in there where they pick a career and figure out how much education they're going to need to do that career, and then sort of research the career earnings. And we sort of compare like how much it's going to cost you to get the education that you need for your career, and then also paying back the money that you're going to need to borrow versus, hey, what would happen if we just started working out of high school and didn't take on student loans and didn't sacrifice 4 years of college and earning potential in those 4 years? Is it really worth it to sacrifice that time and that money, by getting more education after high school? And for the most part, with the careers that the kids chose, it started to pay off and really benefit them maybe 8 to 12 years out of high school. So when they're like in their late 20s, early 30s, they would have made up for the cost of their education and better off doing that job rather than start working out of high school. Then if you're down here at Unit 3, paychecks and tax returns, we talk about the 1040, filing your return, a lot on money management with checking and savings accounts. We'll talk about credit, again, a credit card, managing cards, balance transfers on cards, identity theft, stuff like that. And then we talk about one of the biggest investments in your life is your home and the concept of building equity. All right, so we have a nice project in there where kids are going to actually buy a home, live in it for 10 years, build some equity, hopefully sell it for more than they paid for it, buy another home, live in that for 10 years, sell it, and then buy the home that they're going to be in for the rest of their life. And just showing how we can use equity in one home as a down payment for purchase of another home. All right, and we'll talk about like 15-year versus 30-year mortgages and how we can build equity a little bit quicker if we do the 15-year mortgage, but it's not for everybody. All right, keeping our monthly payments manageable is part of the equation too. And then we end with investments with stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that type of thing. Talk about IRAs, pensions, that type of thing. So that's our course. All right. I just wanted to quickly show you a couple projects that kids have already completed in this course relating to some of the things that we just talked about. The first one is in the tax return unit. They do an assignment called their 2041 tax return. So I have them sort of think into the future 20 years after they graduated from high school and where they might be in their job and their life. So they prepare this template, and basically all the green information is information that they can provide, okay, for me, and then they would use this template to actually complete a Form 1040 tax return for the year. So, this is Brent in Sensenig. He thinks he's going to be making $160,000 a year in the film industry. He's also going to be married. His spouse is going to be making some money. How much money's been taken off their paycheck, where they're going to be living, state taxes, local taxes, number of people in the family, what kind of house you're going to live in, calculating how much interest you're going to have on your mortgage. Now, I used 4% interest rate. Right now, they're a little bit lower than that. That's okay. We estimated some property taxes. We contributed some money, if they wish to, into an IRA, which can lower your income this year and lower your taxes this year. We donated to charities. So we had that. And then basically what they did is they compared their numbers, their tax rate, with a classmate's tax rate, and then gave me a reason why their tax rate might have been different. In this case, it looked like Brenton's income was a lot lower than a classmate that he compared it with. So he said, hey, one of the big reasons why his tax rate was lower was because she earned a lot more money, and she only used the standard deduction in her situation, whereas he used itemized. He had more deductions, so he used the itemized amount. So we talk about the difference between standard and itemized deductions. So that's a project we did in the tax return unit. In the savings account unit, the banking unit, we try to emphasize the importance of regular saving pattern, especially long-term savings. So I gave this assignment, I've been doing this for 20 years or so, where one person, in this case, the guy's name is Jimmy Thrifty, and he starts saving for retirement on his 19th birthday. And then he makes deposits of $2,000 each on his 19th through 25th birthday. So that's really 7 years. And then he doesn't do anything after that. He gets a return of 10%, which I know in this environment it's tough to get, but we did that same interest rate for both people. Johnny, on the other hand, he only starts saving on his 35th birthday. He puts $2,000 into the same fund, and he does that every year up to and including his 60th birthday. So that's a total of 26 years. So he would have put $52,000 into the fund. Jimmy would have only put $14,000 in the fund. And then we had them develop an Excel spreadsheet to see how much money each person would have. And the results are, if you started saving at age 35, this was Johnny, he put $2,000 in every year up to and including his 60th birthday. He ended with $240,000. And remember, he put $52,000 into it. So if we would add this column up, he would have put a total of $52,000 into it. Now, Jimmy, on the other hand, what he did is he put $2,000 in, but he didn't put anything in after his 25th birthday. He just sort of let it compound and grow until he hit retirement age. And by the time he retired, he had over $586,000. So he had much more than double what the other guy did, and he only put in $14,000 compared to the other guy's $52,000. But we sort of related to a snowball rolling down a mountain and just accumulating more. He had more time to have that interest accumulate. So then we also had the students, sort of support their answer. And by the age of 60, had that money, and hey, it's just the benefit of saving early. All right. So we'll go over some different savings methods, how we can do that later on in the course. We haven't gotten to there yet, but that's where we're at right now. So that's our course. I really enjoy teaching it. I enjoy practicing some of these things in real life, and just try to, make our students aware of some of the financial obligations and commitments that they're going to have throughout their lifetime, and how to maybe have a plan to manage those things well. If you need to reach me, probably my school email is the easiest way. Once again, if you see my name up here, Lyndon Engle, my email would be just my first initial and my last name, lengle@cocalico.org. All right. Hopefully you have a great year, and looking forward to continue working with your son or daughter the rest of the marking period here.